Hi guys, it's Dr. Habib. I just wanted to talk about fasting, or more precisely intermittent fasting, and describe some of the benefits and then maybe a day in my life. So essentially, as opposed to low caloric intake, when you truly fast, that means you deprive yourself of food, that means carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. Your body has to change the way it fuels itself. So when you deprive of the glucose and the carbohydrate, then your body opens the door to get its fuel from fats, which turn into ketones. And the important thing to understand is that a few other very special things start to get engaged when that process takes place. So when you're having a low-caloric diet, you still have some fuel, so that door is still open, and once that door is open, then the fat-burning door doesn't fully activate. So the beauty of fasting is that you completely shut the door to getting access from glucose or carbohydrate fuel, and you open the source of fuel from fat and ketones. Now, the reason why that's such a benefit is that it activates growth hormone. That's very, very important. And the way I make it analogous is that if you're starving your body, then the immune system starts to get activated, revved up. So it's trying to pull on its reserves, the innate mechanism that kept man alive over the centuries. It's an evolutionary kind of a process. So when you're fasting and depriving your body of carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, then your body starts to activate growth hormone. And now you have to understand that there are growth hormone receptors in every organ in your body. Every organ, every ligament, tendon, muscle, the intestines, the heart, the brain. So you're really activating or triggering the growth hormone receptors all over your body. Then one of the other misconceptions is that if you are fasting, you may lose muscle. You may burn fat, but you may lose muscle. Well, the part of the innate mechanism is to release a branch-chain amino acid called leucine and many other proteins. So those support the muscle mass. In fact, there have been studies to show that when people have a low-caloric diet, over time they lose body weight, they lose fat, but their metabolism goes down. Their lean body mass goes down. But with the studies based on fasting, they lose the body fat, but they maintain the lean body mass, probably because of those two mechanisms where you're activating the growth hormone release, you're activating the branch-chain amino acids which support the muscles. And so in a given day, you may imagine that, if you're not having breakfast, you're not having lunch, then you just have maybe one meal at night. So for my day, I may finish my evening meal from the night before 7 p.m., if I'm unlucky by 8 p.m., and I try to go to bed by 10 p.m. When I'm up in the morning, I'm not having breakfast. I'm going to drink my protein powder and my vitamins, and I would limit my protein powder to a very small amount. And the aim is that throughout the day, if I stay hydrated, my energy level is going to actually be good because my body's going to start to liberate energy from the fat reserves, right? First, what it will do is break down the stores of carbohydrates in the liver and the muscle fiber. So if I had any fatty acid being stored in those areas, I would break those down first, which is good because I have a family history of diabetes and cholesterol and blood pressure. Then the second, once those reserves are gone, then my body's now pulling into the fat and breaking that down, right? Or at the same time, it's releasing growth hormone and supporting all the organs in the body, including amino acids to support the muscles. After the midday hungers have gone, you actually find that your appetite, your hunger disappears when you go over that lunch period. And during this period, I can be having some black coffee, I can have water, and come about 4 or 5 o'clock, I go to the gym. So you imagine that I haven't eaten anything all day, where am I going to get the energy from? But my principle is that, once you get your body used to it, which may only take a few days or a few rounds of trying to do intermittent fasting, is that if you're hydrated and you're drinking your beverage of choice, in my case it's coffee, then you actually don't even feel hungry before you go to exercise. And as you're exercising, you're releasing more growth hormone. And the exercise itself releases glucose from the liver so that body has plenty of rapid sources of fuel, in addition to the fuel from the fats. You're getting like double fuel. You're getting, at the time of exercise, not only are you breaking down any stores of carbohydrates which are designed to be kind of there in your liver and your muscle fibers, but then on top of that, as you use that up, then your body will turn to fat for fuel. So you'll get two fuel sources. So you can actually have a pretty thorough workout. And all along the way, during the fasting, you're releasing growth hormone and amino acids. During the exercise, you're stimulating more growth hormone release. So by the time it's time for dinner, and I'm truly breaking my fast, if I start with fats and good quality protein, those nourish my body right away. And once that happens, your hunger kind of goes down, where you tend not to overeat as much. Throughout the day, your stomach kind of gets a little bit smaller. So by the time you've eaten and drank something, it's stretched, and that kind of tells your body that you're full. And that's done by releasing something called leptin. And the leptin tells the brain, hey, I'm full. So you kind of don't feel hungry after eating a relatively small amount. And for my part, what I try to do is make sure that I nourish myself with enough reserves to last the next day. So I incorporate good fats, and primarily in the form of nuts and seeds. I can get good fats from olive oil, I can get good fats from avocado, I can get good fats from coconut. And frankly, plants themselves have good sources of fats as well. And those are called plant sterols. So all in all, fasting is a great way to lose fat, but even if I don't have a lot of fat to lose, it can still be a great source of fueling the body with fuel that is perfect for the brain and perfect for the body. And you actually have more energy when you do that.